Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm a little stuffy, but it's all good. This is GGF bringing you episode 14, I believe, or is it 15 even? Whatever the title of this video says is right, of Let's Try Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. So, we're going to be leveling up more today, guys. So if you want to see that, yeah, okay, it is level 4, episode 14. Let's get into it here. We're in Neathholm. Cults dedicated to dangerous dark deities are proscribed in many countries. Okay. So we were checking out Camelia's level up last time, and we were kind of figuring out what kind of hex we wanted, and how we could benefit her spells the best. And right now I think we do want to go with this, but it's like, for skills wise, let's see here. Probably going to ultimately want to give her religious lore. She'll have the highest in the group. She would have the highest nature lore too, but from her wisdom, I don't see her as a very nature, like, I'd rather roleplay than min-max, basically. So if I were to keep her in my party as well, I would rather she had, like, more perception. Now for the hex, this is so hard to choose, but we do get more hexes as time goes on. Slumber is really, really interesting. Because if we put this up here, let's look at the sleep spell. Alright. Causes a magical slumber to come upon 4 hit dice of creatures. Okay, so that's how many are affected. Hit dice is often used to... Okay. Hit dice that are not sufficient to affect a creature are wasted. Okay, so it looks like sleep can affect any level as well. So why was I thinking that, like, usually in D&D, I think a sleep spell becomes useless after the early game because it's like you can only put creatures with 4 hit dice or below to sleep. That doesn't seem to be the case here, but then this goes and says this hex can affect a creature of any hit dice. Any, and the creature will be helpless. Like, that's a super powerful sleep spell, I think. Number of rounds equal to the shaman's level. So, you know, when we're fighting tough things at level 7, 8, 9, you can put them asleep for 7, 8, 9 rounds, and then, you know, they're helpless. Coup de grace. Yeah, that's really interesting, but so is ward and stuff like this. The ward lasts until the warded creature is hit or fails a saving throw. Can only have 1 ward active at a time, and it doesn't say how many times she can use it though. +2 bonus to AC, +2 bonus on saving throws. That's so powerful. And at 8th and 16th level, they go up another +1. Then there's Secret. I think we figured out that if we empower them, or like maximize them, we could have level increase +3. That's crazy. Quicken spell level increase +4. Reach spell is cool, and it's only a +1. Your spells go farther than normal. Selective spell, okay. I was hoping to get through this, you know, today. So, I mean, at least this character. I don't know about the next two. fate to twist so that it benefits. Nails is pretty funny for her, adding 1d3 points of damage. Dazzling display is a bonus feat, even when not wielding a weapon. Ice Plant, Shaman +2 natural armor bonus to AC. Healing, a basic Cure Light Wound spell, Hampering Hex. Fury. Fortune. Evil Eye is cool. At 8th level, the penalty increases to -4. That's really cool because we could, you know, if we have an enemy that has really tough defense, we can lower its AC by 2. If it's a really strong attacker, we can lower its attack rolls by 2. If we want to land a spell on it, we can lower its saving throws by 2. And it lasts for a number of rounds equal to 3 plus the Shaman's Wiz modifier, so that's 6 rounds. Although a will save reduces this to just 1 round. That's the hurtful one there. If they make their save, this is a mind affecting effect. At 8th level, the penalty increases to -4. Shit. That's pretty cool to go with some synergy. Oh, and then there's like Battle Ward and stuff. That is so cool. And an extra attack of opportunity each round, huh? And then gains those weapon feats. So since she has a battle spirit, we should probably get one of these. I think we're going to get Battle Ward, honestly. Shaman touches a willing creature, including yourself, and grants a Battle Ward. The next time a foe makes an attack roll against the target, the ward activates and grants a +3 deflection bonus to the warded creature's AC. Each subsequent time she's attacked, the deflection bonus reduces by 1. So +2 for the second time she's attacked, +1 for the third. The ward fades when the bonus is reduced to +0 or after 24 hours, whichever comes first. And at 8th level, the ward's starting bonus increases to +4 and at 16th to +5. But a creature affected by this hex cannot be affected by it again for 24 hours. And then Battlemaster will make her stronger physically. You know what? Let's get Battle Ward. I really like that. And that's going to do it for this level up, I think. Spirit Hunter. Let's look at the result. Get Battle Ward. Still has 9 Trickery. Looking good. Can cast 4 level 1 spells now. And she is complete. I think Battle Ward is a good choice in a tough fight. Then we can check out Lan. He is a Zen archer, so it looks like he gains a Fortitude and Reflex saving throw and a base attack bonus. Can't cast spells, but he gets a Zen Archer bonus feat. The Zen Archer's bonus feat must be taken from the following list. Okay, and then at higher levels more are added. A monk need not have any of the prerequisites normally required for these feats to select them. And then Way of the Bow. At 2nd level, a Zen Archer gains weapon focus as a bonus feat with one type of bow. At 6th level, the monk gains weapon specialization with the same weapon as a bonus feat, even if he does not meet the requirements. So he's going to continue as Zen Archer. I don't see any problem there. This should be pretty straightforward. He's got 3 points. So if we look at athletics, he's tops right now by a mile. Mobility, I mean, we could even give him stealth. He's getting a +3 from Dex. No, Lore Nature makes sense with him. Perception only gets 1 point, okay. Alright, so it looks like we're going to go Lore Nature. Give that the +8, highest in the group. If we need to do something stealthy, it'd be good to have him around. It'd also be good to have another trickery character. Mobility too, and athletics. Oh, athletics is just 1 point. Oh, so is mobility. Whoops. Okay. So we'll probably go with, honestly, trickery and stealth. Oh, trickery just goes to +4. Oh, it's not a class skill. Whoops. So we'll go stealth and stealth and mobility. That makes sense for him. Go next, we get the Zen Archer bonus feat. Nice. We've got precise shot. You can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty in your attack roll. Deflect arrows. You must have at least one hand free, holding nothing to use this feat. Once per round, when you would normally be hit with an attack from a ranged weapon, you may deflect it so that you take no damage from it. You must be aware of the attack and not flat-footed. Attempting to deflect a ranged attack doesn't count as an action. You get a +1 dodge bonus to AC. Rapid shot is not recommended. When making a full attack with a ranged weapon, you can fire 1 additional time this round at your highest bonus. All of your attack rolls take a -2 penalty while using rapid shot. Oh, but I like that. But firing into melee is so useful. So we'll go ahead and be boring and get precise shot, I think. And then we get way of the bow. So we can go long bow or short bow. He seems to be more like a short bow character, but I guess we're going to pick the long bow. And that is a pretty easy class progression. Weapon focus longbow. Oh, he's going to be ripping with that thing. Nice skills. Awesome, awesome. Alright, that is land. Mongrel. And then finally we have Windwalk, a basic base class fighter. And since I don't know these characters all that well yet, we're going to continue with fighters. So she gets 1 base attack bonus, her saving throws. She actually gets, it looks like 1 fortitude, and that's it. So the other 2 stay the same. 4 reflex, 1 will. Can't cast spells, bonus combat feat at first level, and every even level thereafter, a fighter gains a bonus feat in addition to those gained from normal advancement, meaning that the fighter gains a feat at every level. These bonus feats must be selected from those listed as combat feats, sometimes also called fighter bonus feats, and she gets bravery. Starting at 2nd level, a fighter gains a +1 bonus on will saves against fear. This bonus increases by +1 for every 4 levels beyond 2nd. Let's go, son. She has 2 points to spend here. Honestly, probably... She's a hunter after all, and she's... Perception. And... oh, look out. Oh, wait, stealth isn't a... Dexterity +5 to those. Wow. I think we're going to get a point of tricky. Well... Camelia's our trickery person, but if she fails, it'd be good to have a backup character. But then stealth, if we were using Windowog and Camellia and not Lan, she'd be the stealthiest as well. Or she's got perception. Do we want to compliment Camellia this way by going stealth, or do we want to give Camellia a backup? Let's give her stealth. She seems stealthy to me. Perception is good. Alright, let's get that bonus combat feat. Here we go. I'm not going to go through all of them. Well, I will. We're only going up to there, so all these rest are out of bounds, basically. Can't get those, so... so let's go over these as fast as we could. Weapon focus. We know what weapon focus is, but just in case, you choose one type of weapon. You can also choose unarmed strike, or if you're a spellcaster, melee or ranged touch attack as your weapon for the purposes of this feat. Benefit, you gain a +1 bonus on all attack rolls you make using the selected weapon. You can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack, but each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of weapon. Very cool. Then we have armor focus. Your familiarity with a specific type of armor increases the amount of protection you receive from it. Select one type of armor. The AC bonus granted by the selected armor increases by 1. Blind fight in melee. Every time you miss because of concealment, you can re-roll your mischance percentile roll one time to see if you actually hit. Whoops. An invisible attacker gets no advantages relating to hitting you in melee. That is, you don't lose your dex bonus to armor class, and the attacker doesn't get the usual +2 bonus for being invisible. The invisible attacker's bonuses do still apply for ranged attacks, however. You also gain immunity to gaze attacks. Wow. That's pretty cool. Combat reflexes, you may make a number of additional attacks of opportunity per round equal to your dex bonus. With this feat, you may also make attacks of opportunity while flat-footed. Her dex bonus is something crazy, so like... she'd have all kinds of attacks of opportunity with that. Coordinated defense. Whenever you're adjacent to an ally who also has this feat, you receive a +2 competence bonus to your combat maneuver defense. Increases to +4 if the creature attempting the maneuver is larger than both you and your ally. So what exactly? Combat maneuver defense. Each character and creature have a CMD that represents its ability to resist combat maneuvers. Oh. So basically... if something tries to trip one of us, if we both have this feat, we both receive a +2 competence bonus to our defense. A +4 if it's a large creature. Or larger than us. Yeah, it'd be a large. Coordinated maneuvers. You're skilled at working with your allies to perform dangerous combat maneuvers. So this is another one. If both allies have this and are next to each other, you both get a +2 bonus, competence bonus on all combat maneuver checks. +4 when you're attempting to break free from a grapple. Deadly aim. You can choose to take a -1 penalty on all ranged attacks. To gain a +2 bonus on all ranged damage rolls. When your base attack bonus reaches +4, and every +4 thereafter, the penalty increases by -1, and the bonus to damage increases by +2. You must choose to use this feat before making an attack roll, and its effects last until your next turn. The bonus damage does not apply to touch attacks or effects that do not deal hit point damage. Dodge, +1 dodge bonus to AC. Endurance, harsh conditions or long exertions do not easily tire you. You gain a +2 bonus on athletics checks, and +4 bonus on fortitude saves against fatigue and exhaustion. You may sleep in light or medium armor without becoming fatigued. Exotic weapon proficiency. This is pretty cool. Choose one type of exotic weapon, such as the dueling sword or sai. You understand how to use that type of exotic weapon in combat and can utilize any special tricks or qualities that the exotic weapon might allow. Oh, there's tons of them. I love this about Kingmaker. Bastard Sword, Dueling Sword, Dwarven Urgrosh, Dwarven War Axe, Elven Curve Blade, Estock, Falcata, Fauchard, Gnome Hooked Hammer, the Kama, the Nunchaku, the Orc Double Axe, the Sai, the Sawtooth Saber, the Sling Staff, the Tongi, and the Two-Bladed Sword. Improved Initiative. Your quick reflexes allow you to react rapidly to danger. You get a +4 bonus on initiative checks. Improved Unarmed Strike. We'll just skip that. We're not going to get unarmed. Intimidating Prowess. Your physical might is intimidating to others. Add your strength mod to persuasion skill when used to intimidate checks in addition to your charisma modifier. She's not a persuader. Power Attack. You can choose to take a -1 penalty on melee attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain +2 on melee damage rolls. This bonus to damage is increased by 50% if you're making an attack with a two-handed weapon, a one-handed weapon using two hands, or a primary natural weapon. That adds 1.5 times your strength modifier on damage rolls. This bonus to damage is halved, -50% if you're making an attack with an offhand weapon or secondary natural weapon. Same idea as Deadly Aim. When your base attack bonus reaches +4 and every 4 after, the penalty increases by 1, but the damage increases by +2. Precise Strike. None of the companions have this feat. Whenever you and an ally who have this feat are flanking the same creature, you deal an additional 1d6 points of precision damage with each successful melee attack. This bonus damage stacks with other sources of precision damage, such as sneak attack. This bonus damage is not multiplied on a critical hit. We saw Rapid Shot. Shield Focus. Increase the AC bonus granted by any shield you're using by 1. Shield Wall. Whenever you're wielding a shield and are adjacent to an ally wielding a shield who also has this feat, the AC bonus from your shield increases depending on the shield wielded by your ally. If your ally is wielding a buckler or a light shield, your shield bonus increases by 1. If your ally is wearing a heavy shield or tower shield, it's +2. And finally, two-weapon fighting. Benefit: your penalties on attack rolls for fighting with two weapons are reduced. The penalty for your primary hand lessens by 2, and the one for your offhand lessens by 6. Normal: if you wield a second weapon in your offhand, you can get 1 extra attack per round with that weapon. When fighting in this way, you suffer a -6 penalty with your regular attack, or attacks with your primary hand, and -10 to the attacks with your offhand. If your offhand weapon is light, the penalties are reduced by 2 each. Unarmed Strike is always considered light. And then there's some that aren't recommended. Arcane Armor Training. She can't cast spells. Defensive Combat Training. Excel at defending yourself from all manner of combat maneuvers. Shield Bash. You may attack with light and heavy shields. This incurs standard penalties for two-weapon fighting if you have a weapon in the other hand. Light Shield deals 1d4 and is considered a light weapon. Heavy Shield deals 1d6, considered a one-handed weapon. And Weapon Finesse. With a light weapon, Elven Curblade, E-Stock, or Rapier made for a creature of your size category, you may use your Dex mod instead of your Strength mod on attack rolls. Now wait a minute. If we go back and look at, can we see her stats from here? No. For some reason, that's not recommended. But if we go back and cancel this for a second and look at Window
I'll prove I am the best.
In the character sheet, she's got a much better Dex modifier than her Strength modifier. It's 18. She'd be right now. Her attack bonus is going Strength +2. She's using a Masterwork Greatsword, so obviously, that Weapon Finesse would not help with that, but we can look. I think we have another Rapier, or a Dagger even. No, I want to give her a Dagger. She can't use the comma. Oh, it's the Light Mace. There we go. finesse wielding, so she can wield this. She's doing 2d6 at +4 right now. If she were to wield this, she'd be doing, it'd be +5, 1d6 +2. 2d6 +3, 1d6 +2. But she'd also have a shield in one hand, which would give her 1 more AC. And her attack bonus would be +5 instead of +4. And then from there on, she can use her dex bonus, strength. She's fatigued -2, so she actually has a 16 strength and a 20 dex. Oh man, that kind of changes things. I don't know if I see her. I mean, yeah, I think weapon finesse would be good. With something like a light mace. But I think it's more fun to have her wielding some big greatsword. Heck, maybe give her weapon focus greatsword. Or make her a greatsword fighter. But again, that dex is going to play a role. Let's see here. Let's go with stealth and perception. And it's actually recommended that she gets a weapon focus. Exotic weapon proficiency. Well, she gets a feat every level, so I would go with... We could always get weapon finesse at a future level. Why not get her a weapon focus? And heck, make it a greatsword. Earthbreaker, wow. Make her a greatsword user as fighter. Something a little different. And there's the result. She's stealthy, yet loves the greatsword. Alright, it's complete. Go look at her. Character sheet. Attack +6 at 2d6 +3. Let's take a look at ours right now. I'm doing a paltry +3 with 1d8. Seal is at +5, 1d8 +3. Camellia is at +5, 1d6 -1. Because of her strength, she's fatigued right now. Land's doing +6, 2 attacks at 1d8 each, and she's at +6, 2d6 +3. So obviously the weak link here is my character, which I kind of expected, but we'll get there. Alright, so that is the level up, or that is the level ups for the party. Let's see how much time we have here. 28 minutes. I did not expect to get to the actual game today, but we're supposed to rest. Let's walk around camp and loot some stuff. Oh, we've got 2 edible moss, cooking ingredient, 10 gold coins, bottle of oil, coal, and a wooden mug. Couple mongrels. Uplanders, they should have stayed on the surface. They have no business coming down here. Let's explore this camp now. Would you look at that, Uplanders? We'll put this pot here. 2 edible moss, a coin, silver powder worth 5, and animal hide worth 2. Very cool. I don't expect this mongrel really to say much. If you can hunt, you're welcome to stay. Down here, Horgus worm. Whoa.
Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope.
An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises, and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yes, that Gwyrm. You no doubt have heard of me if you've spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you.
Your name tells me nothing. Who are you?
You truly are freshly arrived in the city, then. You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canabras. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives traipsing from one ball to the next, but the Gwyrm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city. I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? You have Horgus Gwyrm to thank for that.
How did you end up here? For a moment, Horgus's eyes focus on Chameleon before his gaze returns to you.
Like everyone else, down I went when that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wanderings and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiognomies, my life flashed before my very eyes, but they turned out to be decent chaps, frightening to look at but able to keep a bargain.
What kind of business proposition?
I don't know what's happening on the surface right now, but I'm determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. You look like someone who can swing a blade as well as cast a spell. I'm very gratified to see it. A good generalist will be a fine companion on the way to the surface. You are strong, it will be no trouble to you, but I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins.
I suggest we help this man. It is good to have friends among the Canabras elite. Oh, diplomacy 16. Oh, that's going to be a hard one. We only have a +7. We have to roll a +9, and I can't drink I can't cast a spell or anything. Darn. I can't cast guidance. Let's give it a shot. Failed.
Why not 10,000 or 100? No, let's be miserly. Let's say 1,000,000. My initial offer was a king's ransom. You've likely never seen so much gold in all your life. It's non-negotiable. I said 1,000. That's my final offer.
Oh, we rolled an 8 instead of a 9. Money first.
I would gladly pay in advance, but all my wealth is up on the surface. Fear not, the word of a Gwyrm is worth more than platinum. Ask anyone. Horgus Gwyrm has never reneged on a deal. Deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in this village.
You did speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life.
Pah, kind words are for people with hours to fritter away on pleasantries. Horgus Gwyrm speaks his mind, and he pays for services rendered not with kind words, but with hard coin. I gave the mongrels my dagger in exchange for their help. Its handle is worth more than their whole village.
We have to go.
Go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find the way out, be sure to tell me.
Alright, Gwyrm family secrets. I didn't expect to run into him just then, but let's quick save, I guess. And keep exploring the village. We have nothing to feed you. Go to one of the other tribes. Ooh, there's a little loot here. Animal hide, old smoking pipe, 8 coins, and a crooked paw. Used to brew potions or scribe scrolls. Let's look around their fields here. Anyone feel free
Follow
to...
my steps.
Feel free to make perception. 4 mutated fish. Can use it to cook. I don't want to actually leave and get into combat and stuff. I just want to check out the mongrels. Perception checks, anybody? Anybody? Pretty cool that we're all leveled up now. Happy to see that. Has the maze really collapsed?
Let's head out.
Uplanders. 4 mutated fish. Anevia, or Anevia. Some loot. Whoa. Flame tongue. First aid kit. Essential for using the treat affliction ability. Consumed when used. 7 gold. Silver powder, smoking pipe, and a decorated scabbard worth 3. Anevia and Horgus worm. We talked to Anevia? Yeah.
This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spent less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers.
Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists, then we wouldn't have to waste time investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Horgus and Anevia sit some distance apart, sniping at one another in an idle fashion. That testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. When they notice you, they quickly fall silent. Anevia, how's the leg? Anevia scrunches up her nose. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. They've bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinking stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm gonna live. They said wait a day and I'll be right as rain, so I'm waiting. What do you think is happening in the city now?
Perhaps the city is no more. If Discari himself appeared, there's no telling how bad things are.
Can you hold off on writing our obituaries just yet? The city's full of fighters, and besides that, it's barely a stone's throw from Neurosian. I think our people will hold out long enough for reinforcements to come from the Queen. This ain't Discari's home turf. He's gonna have to retreat or else fight off the whole Mendevian army. Neurosian, the capital of the Crusader state of Mendev. Neurosian is designed first and foremost as a defensive fortification to hold back the endless demonic hordes of the World Wound. Neurosian is also a holy city of Iomedae. Many of its notable residents are devout worshippers of Iomedae, including Queen Galfrey, the ruler of Mendev. The cruciform cathedral to Iomedae is central to both Neurosian's physical structure and the defense of the city. The cathedral also draws faithful pilgrims from afar to worship at this renowned holy site. What do you think of the mongrels?
I thought they were just a story, the sort of thing drunks in the taverns would come out with. Now I discover that it's true. Well, what can I possibly think of them? The poor creatures are most unfortunate, with their faces and their minds so deformed. It's a miracle they're even alive.
The part that boggles my mind is that they're descendants of the first Crusaders. All these years they've been living beneath our feet, in caves in the dirt. If I'd known the legends about them were true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them out of this place.
To what end? The people of Canabras would have stoned them on sight, and Prelate Holrun would have had them tossed on the pyre en masse. Whatever the ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on this surface?
Holroon, Canobras' famed prelate, Holroon Shapok, first gained the trust and admiration of city's people by organizing inquisitions against suspected demon worshippers and witches. Holroon and his force of elite witch hunters exposed dozens of cultists and spies, and it is said executed many more under suspicion but with no real proof. These events started the Third Crusade, widely accepted as the least effective and most self-destructive of the four crusades. Still, Holroon evoked respect and admiration in the populace as well as fear, and agreed to guide the city as its prelate. What are you going to do when you get back on the surface?
I'm going to go home. Last I knew, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it's still standing or if I am now homeless.
I'm going to find Irabeth. She's my wife and the leader of the Eagle Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canobras to fall. And what's the bad blood between you two about?
It's an old matter. Miss Tirablade here had the notion of spying on me, then of rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist? Huh.
Cultists don't tend to look like cultists, you know. That's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Gwyrm, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. Well, what was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know all that rigmarole with middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the crusade?
Don't you see, I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. Argus Gwyrm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy for Mateo. Yes, I care about my city. Yes, I wish to see that its defenders, my defenders, were well-fed, healthy, and well-armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door welcoming in every sponger, leech, and parasite in the city. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes, you're an alright bloke. But carrying on secret dealings in a city that's teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job it is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. We have to go. Go on then, don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there.
Take care of yourself. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna save. Hey Uplanders, come and see my wares! Vendor. Vendors allow you to buy weapons, armor, spell scrolls, potions, and other things. Dira can buy the trophies you've bought from the caves and sell something you might need in the adventure that awaits you. For example, potions of cure light wounds. Dira or Dyra, she's a witch. Huh. Or he. I don't know, but anyway, guys, we gotta save because we are pretty deep into it here. Oh wait, is there something up here that we could have grabbed? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. We're back to playing the game, not leveling up, which is cool. Although I do enjoy the leveling process as well, as you know. But thank you so much, guys. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and hit the like button. Leave this, give this video a thumbs up. Just lets me know. Oh, you could also leave a comment as well.
Lightly.
Those two things just let me know that you'd like to see more, and thus more will get made. Although, to be fair, more will get made of this game no matter what, because it's very, very good, and we're having a blast playing it. So, that said, guys. Oh, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads, but those are just suggestions, so, oh, whoops. Do with them what you will. And that said, guys, thank you so much once again. Hope to see you next time as, you know, we try to make our way back to the surface. A lot of moving parts, a lot of interesting stuff going on. We will see more to it next time. So, until then, guys, be well, live well, stay well, and much love, peace, and joy. Ciao for now.